Hello everybody, Batman's Kool-Aid here, and today we're going to be doing a review on the Ultimate Super 7 Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figure. And I have not done a review on this company yet, so I'm pretty excited to get into this. But first we're going to get into the packaging. So for the packaging, he has two sets. So he has, of course, the box cover, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Leonardo, Nickelodeon, Super 7, ages 14 plus. Choking hazard contains small parts. Now let's show you what it looks like when you take it out. Alrighty, and then out of the box to the other box, we have a cover with a Ninja Turtle on it and a symbol. Let's get a better look at that. The symbol, very nice. I like how it looks. Very green. It's a very light green. But it says Leonardo right there. At the bottom, ages 14 plus, Super 7. And then on the back, this is really cool. Has the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo. And then one figure with accessories. And then for the real packaging, I call it, you just, let's see, slide this off. And it reveals the figure on the inside. And this figure looks already, wow. I mean, the packaging alone is really cool. Looks like you got some sewer type of bricks, graffiti. It says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Leonardo. Just flip it to the top. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One of the sides, more of that graffiti from the sewer with the actual sewer drain. And then, let's see. And then the same thing for the other side. You flip it to the back. Got a little bio. I'll pause that so you can read it. Alrighty. And then you got a little, what's cool is a little power box that says Ninja Turtles on there. Turtles, all kinds of graffiti basically. So Super 7, Nickelodeon. And then at the bottom is just legal jumbo mumbo. So that's really it for the packaging. And of course you can see the figure, which looks really nice so far. But let's get right into the figure actually. Alrighty, so getting the figure out of the packaging, my first thoughts on this is I really like this figure. And I really like what it comes with. I think it's honestly worth the price. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But let's actually just look at the figure first. So first of all, this figure just looks great. Just a classic looking Leonardo. Looks great. I have the other head on right now. And I have, of course, this katana's in his hand. But the figure just looks great. I mean, wow. First impressions, I really like it. Let's get some more lighting. Alright. So, for the figure, how I feel about it, like, paint-wise and everything else, I think the paint looks great. I mean, it's supposed to be a classic turtle, and it looks classic. It looks really cool. It gives me those retro vibes. And I love how the green is a dark green, and I love how it has shading and everything, just to give it some differentiation. And what's cool about it though is, where is it? That how do I say this? Pretty much that even though it's basic like type of colors plastic, it has shading and it's vibrant. It like the shell. Looks really good. You got this yellow, orangish yellow. You got the L for Leonardo in yellow. And the paint is not sloppy. It looks good. Even and then you take a look at the back, you even got the little bolts right there. Buttons. It's really cool. But so far, this figure is really cool. But for paint, it's not the most complicated thing ever. It's not like other stuff, but it's good. I think this is a step up highly from the, from the, what's it called? The Ninja Elite series, Leonardo. There we go. Inspired by the 1990 movie. That figure was good, but this figure, I'm going to say right now, is superior. But, yeah, for paint, I love it. Really do. It's simple, but good. Now for the sculpt is simple, but very nice. You got that muscle definition. Let's see if we can get that. Let's see if we can get better lighting. There we go. Muscle definition is great. Very nice. Just the sculpt in general is great. I mean, look at the knee pad. Look how detailed that is. Then you got, of course, you got his toes, and they're painted with the fingernails and toenails are painted with this green, which is really nice. And I love how vibrant the blue is. Basically, everything on this is vibrant except the skin tone. It basically is a perfect match for each other. It's the perfect balance. The back of the shell is like this dark brown, all black shell. But it looks good. It looks really good. I love the sculpt. Really nice. I love the texture. Everything. Everything looks good on this. So for sculpt and paint, it's great. Simple, but good. That's what I have to say about that. But now we're going to actually get into accessories because he has a lot of accessories. So let's get into that. Alrighty, so now for accessories, he comes with a lot, as I said. And so first of all, in total you get 4 sets of hands. 2 were already on the figure. I took them off though. You get 4 types of katanas, 1 wooden and 1 regular. You get, I do not know the name of this weapon, but it is a bladed weapon. You get a wooden and non-wooden version. And the same goes with the ninja stars and the other weapons. And then you also get the shell phone closed, shell phone open, and the pizza. And then you get 2 heads. So let's look at those. You get classic head. They're both classic, but this is very classic, which was on the figure. And then you get this angry, very mad head. So that looks really cool. But this is all the accessories together. Let's zoom out. And let's look at the shell phone. It looks really good. I mean, look at that detail. It's basic, but it's cool. And I love the color for it, too. That dark olive green with that brown. It's really nice. Pizza's very basic color. I mean, it looks kind of weird. The cheese does. It looks very, yeah. It's kind of nasty, but it's cool. I really like it. And then for the hands, you get 2 sets of closed, well, 1 set of closed fists, a set of open hands with a side-to-side hinge, a set of open hands with an up and down hinge, and a set of gesturing hands. There we go. And like I said, they all have this light green on their fingernails, which is really cool. But yeah, that's the accessories he comes with, which I have to say is really good. I really love the accessories. That's a big point of this figure, big selling point. But the detail on them is good. So just to show you a little bit of the detail, let's look at the katanas. So you can see I got a little paint splash there. It's alright though. But you got this brown with gold, and the silver is so nice. It's very nice. And then the wood weapons, I'm not going to go into detail because they're very basic. They're just 1 color plastic, but the regular weapons are very nice, and they even have a wash on it, which is very nice. And honestly, I think for accessories, it's really good. So let's get into articulation next. Alrighty, so for articulation, he does have a dumbbell at the head, so he can look up that far. He can look down, like non-existently. Can tilt his head side to side. Can swivel. and it's pretty much pretty good movement. I mean, other than it can't really look down. But for the shoulder, he has a hinge shoulder. It can go out that far. Full 360. Bicep swivel. Single jointed elbow that goes to about 90 degrees. A hinge at the wrist. And for the most part, well, no, they all have hinges, but this is the set of hands that has up and down hinges. For the torso, nothing. There's nothing. But at the bottom, you get this swivel for the waist. It's under the shell, but it's very nice. I mean, it's decent. It's nice that they hit it. But the thing that worries me about this figure, and I have to get this out of the way, is I don't like how small that the connector is for the peg. I mean, that could snap if it fell. I mean, here, let's look at it right there. Let's get the light. Let's look at this. See it right there? See, I'm worried about those breaking, and they're not very stiff, which is good, but they're very loose. But it's kind of good because they're not too loose yet to where it will fully not be able to stand, but they're loose to where it concerns me for the future. But for the knees, he has a single jointed knee. And then for the ankle, he has, he has ankle pivot. See, that's something so far none of the turtles have except for the NECA one, I believe. The last Ronin. And he does have a hinge. So that's it for articulation. Stand. Now let's get into size comparison. Alrighty, so for size comparisons, I got the Ninja Elite Serials Playmate Leonardo. Next to the, of course, Super 7 Leonardo. And they're about the same height. The Ninja series is a little bit taller, but other than that, they fit in really well together. And I really love the height of this because it's a classic turtle. Where they were smaller. They weren't that big. But that's that. Here he is next to the Thor Ragnarok. Thor. With a custom head I've done. And these scale pretty well together. I mean, they're both 6-inch figures. And they scale really well together. I really do like this. And I think, honestly, scale-wise, so far, this is good. Because for 6-inch figures, it needs to be in scale. Alrighty, everybody. So I forgot to show one last thing before I end the video and give you my final thoughts. The katanas do fit in the holster nicely. I just wanted to show that. They do fit in pretty snug, which is good. And let's get that in there. They don't fall out, so that's good. But they both hold in there nicely, and he does, like I said, hold his weapons very nicely. That goes for all of them, but let's get this back in his hand. Oops. Oh, that worried me for a second. Just some of the hands aren't made of the softest plastic, so it's kind of, they hold onto the weapons well, but whoops, I hit the camera. But to be honest with you, I really like this figure, and I would say the sculpt and paint are very nice. I do think they look good. They look very classic. It makes this figure have presence of that classic turtle look. I love the accessories. And the articulation's pretty good. But overall, I'd have to give this figure, based on all of those, a 9 out of 10. Because although it's a good figure, the articulation could be a little bit better. I wish it had double jointed elbows and knees. And honestly, the one thing that worries me is still those legs, because I'm afraid they might break in the future. They haven't broken yet, which is a great sign, but I'm still worried about that in the future. And I'm worried that they'll eventually get too loose to where he won't even be able to stand. But for right now, I would give this figure a 9 out of 10. I would recommend it. And that I'll also be doing a review on the G1 Optimus Prime by Super 7. And that comes in by this week. So whenever you watch this, the review should be soon. But this figure is really good. I mean, I love the accessories. The accessories are great. The extra head is awesome. I love it comes with everything you need. And for the price point I got it for, I would not, I mean, for $50, the original price point is a little high, but for this price point of $32, I think it's perfect. That's what I got it for, and that's what I would recommend you get it for. But honestly, like I keep saying, this figure is really good. I would recommend it, but pretty much that was the only issue I had, was a little bit of the articulation. It's not the best, and those legs. That's what worries me. Is those legs. Those legs. Something about them just gives me a bad feeling that they might break. And I just opened this figure. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the figure. I'm sorry if my review has been all over the place. I kind of don't feel that great lately. But I'm trying my best to put out content and trying my best to make it good. I'm sorry if this review is kind of everywhere. But that's pretty much it for the figure. And I hope you all have a great day. I really do. Thank you all for the support, by the way. Really much appreciated. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the figure. So, bye.